Good evening, everybody. Well, 4th of February looms. It's Fiasco February on eBay. And guess what? eBay have added another big change into that. And it's going to happen on the same day as everything else. By gum. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Monday night again. It's 8 p.m. I'm on my own because Belle she's absolutely fine today, but she's down in Devon. She's doing her yearly trip back down to Devon for work purposes. So she's a couple of days down there. And yeah, I'm on my own. I'm having to fend for myself. Why is my cap all skew with? What's going on there? What's going on? Is that better? Anyway, welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you all being here for another Monday night chat. Tonight, we are talking about eBay, February the 4th. That's when it's all happening. Christ only knows what's going to happen. It's all going to go off. People are going to be moaning. It's going to be unpredictable. It could be great. It could be terrible. It could be an absolute fiasco. Let's face it. It's probably going to be the last one, the latter. It's going to be a fiasco, isn't it? February the 4th, no one's going to get any sales. No one's items are going to be seen. It's all going to be one big, complete cock-up, let's face it. And now eBay has added into the mix another big change to things, which is going to happen on the same day as everything else. Well, why not? You might as well. If you're doing some big changes, let's just do this one as well. We might as well. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's do it. But in the meantime, before we talk about all that, and feel free to get your comments in the chat, put your opinions in. How do you think it's going to go? Is it going to be an absolute shit show? Is February going to end up being a write-off because of this? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too dramatic. I don't know. But I just got a feeling that it's not going to go well. I just got this little feeling because that's what normally happens with eBay, isn't it? They make a big change. It doesn't quite go to plan. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, everything just goes smoothly. We don't notice anything. The sales keep rolling in. That's what I'm looking for. And yeah, let us know what your thoughts are. In the meantime, I'm going to say hello to as many different people as possible. Every single person that's popped in and said hello in the chat, get your hellos in now. I'm going to say hello, give you a shout out or whatever. I'm just setting up the 2-minute music. So let's see who we've got in tonight. The first one in, it's a name I don't recognize, the Untypicals. Angel Delight. James D is in the house. Helen. We've also got Hillary Rhodes, Pitco, Gary Ballard, Deborah Sardines, See What You Buy, Karen Evans, Fluffy the Muffin, Lynn's in. Welcome to Lynn. Tap Peddler, Derek, Ian G, Kevin Hawthorne all the way from Florida, Jeff as well all the way from Raleigh, and Lisa's here. Super Noodles, Resell Anything, Flipper Lee. Have I said Flipper Lee? I don't know. And Brummy the Time Lord, Ricky Crow, Ian G. I think I said Ian, but you get 2 shout outs. So I'm like Vinty, George's Treasure Shed. Well done, George, on your first Whatnot show. Good job. Cavalis is in. What else we got here? Rachel Fantastic's in. Welcome to you. And Nothing Major. Oh, John Young, the gentleman marketeer, is here. The Enforcer 1984, Ready Steady Retro, Kez TV, Dan, Relaxing Sounds, Vinyl the Nuts, woo, Silver Hawk, Consignment Chats, welcome from Michigan, USA, nice one, good to have you here. You've got some fellow USAs in as well. We've got someone from Raleigh, we've got someone from Florida, Chris Tyler's here, John Parker, I think that's it. Silver Hawk. That's it. We're at the bottom. Is that it? Is that all our hellos? We've got 79 people in the chat. Welcome to all of you. Dizzy J's in as well. Welcome to you. And we've done it. USA, USA, USA. How are you feeling with Trump being in charge again now, Jeff? How are you feeling about that? Are you happy? Made a lot of changes when he came in, didn't he? When he was inaugurated, or whatever you call it, made sweeping changes. Anyway, let us know what you think of that. Anyone else from the US, let us know what you think about Trumpy boy being back in. And we're not going to make it a political show, but I'm just interested to know what you Americans think of it. All is well now. Angel hates Trump. Let me go back a little bit here in the chat. Tap Peddler Derek said Chris won't be a while. He's just finishing watching his daily dose. I've watched all your videos, Derek, all of them. I'm still waiting for that bloody barn to be finished. We want to get the barn finished so that we can get some more reselling videos. I'm enjoying the barn videos, by the way. And the next thing I'm waiting for is to see how you do that floor. That's going to be interesting. Evening or life in the first lane is in. Hang on, I've got something in my eye. It's like it might be an eyelash just hanging about in the eye. Is it gone? It was annoying me there for a minute. Okay, I'm just going to nip back through the chat because a few comments. Are any of the changes going to impact business, sellers, and change anything we do? There is a new change, George. There's a newbie. There's a new thing starting. And we've seen it sort of trailered. It's still there. We've seen it trailered in Australia. I think I've already got it. I think it's coming to the States. I'm not sure. The condition field on clothing categories. From the 4th of February, eBay are going to introduce in the UK, you have to choose one of 3 conditions. I think it's like, I don't know what it is. I'll bring it up now. You've got to choose one of 3 conditions, I think. Hey, come on, where is it? I've lost it. Oh, somehow I've got introducing VAT something or other on there. Let me just get the right thing up. New conditions. There you go. Used excellent, used good, or used fair. Now, this is the thing. On the 4th of February, eBay are going to change all your condition descriptions to used good. Now, unfortunately, what we're all going to have to do, for those of us that do clothing, we're all going to have to go through all our clothing listings and make sure it's in the correct description. So it might well be used good, but if it's not used good, you're going to have to change it to used excellent or used, what is it, fair? Used excellent or used fair. So as a default, eBay are going to make everything used good. We're going to have to go through and change it all. Now, I've got about 700 clothing listings, which is about 3/4 of my store. However, there's a fair chunk of those are sports jerseys, and sports jerseys fall into another category outside of clothing. So they're not affected at the moment. So that puts me down to probably about 500 listings that I'm going to have to go through one by one and just make sure. Now, what I did do, I did check before, and there's possibly a little bit of a quicker workaround. I was having a little play with listings and bulk editing earlier today, just so I could talk about it tonight. Now, if you bulk edit a load of clothing items, when you select them all and send them into the bulk editor, you can see the item condition field, what you've written in it. Now, that might give you a quick indication of what it's going to be, excellent, good, or fair, and you'll be able to bulk edit it there. And that's going to that might save you a lot of time, because you can see like one line of your, if you filled in that item description on the desktop when you listed the item, you can see one line of your, enough to know, potentially know, or enough to click into it and see. So you might be able to do maybe half your listings really quick like that, and then the other half you might have to dive into and have a quick look what you wrote in your description. So there's a little bit of a hack there that might help you do it a bit quicker. So yeah, use that bulk editor tool. When you're in the editor, go across to item condition, or make sure there's a column. You can edit the number of columns you've got. If you've not got item condition, put it in there, and you can see the first line of what you've written, and that might help you do a quick edit. What I don't know, though, is, and this could throw the whole thing out the window, that whole hack, little bit of a hack, is that if eBay replace, you know, that box that we write in our item condition, I'm hoping on hopes that they don't cock it up and replace that box with used excellent, used good, used fair. If they replace that, we're doomed. We're going to have to check every single one for the actual condition. I'm hoping that that stays in. I don't think there's any real reason why you'd take that out. It'd be crazy to take that out. But this is eBay we're talking about. I hope they don't. If they take it out, we're a bit doomed. I'm hoping they leave it in, because that'll enable us to have a quick look before we edit, rather than actually go into a listing. So yes, George, that will definitely impact us. As far as all the February the 4th changes with regards the fees, the private sellers, and all that stuff, no idea how that's going to affect us. If you've got any questions or comments, get them in the chat. I'm going to go down to the bottom here. I don't want to get too far behind. Consignment Chats lives on the Canadian border. Oh, okay, nice. Is it? I assume it's cold up your way at the minute. Hash Brown. So we've got someone called Hash Brown in the chat, guys. I tell you what, Big Steve, you'd be a fan of this person. It's your finger in your. I tell you, I've still got it. It's like, you get an eyelash that's come out, and it just hangs about on your eyelashes and stuff. Rachel says, I got very excited that Car Boot Chris watched my video today. I've now made it in life. Well, I watched it. I think it came up on my suggested feed, so I put it on. I was looking for stuff to watch. I like to see lives when I'm working, really, during the day, because it can just sit there and leave it on. Anyway, I watched a few videos today, to be honest, and yours popped up, and you were struggling with what to call like Manchester, like as a collective, the Manchester people, or the Manchester community as a collective, or the Manchester place. And you couldn't quite get the word Mancunian out, so I put a comment underneath, Mancunian. Yeah, that's the word you were looking for, I think. Oh, Lisa read about that today. Yep. Someone's farted. Every Trump comes with its own Musk. That's good. I like that, Ian. That's a good one. Oh, one of 4 conditions. You can choose new with tags as well. Yeah, I understand that. I'm just looking at it. I'm just looking at where they're talking about used condition. So the used condition has changed from used excellent, used good to used fair. I'm just looking at it now. Obviously, you can still get new with tags. So technically 4. If you want to split hairs with me, Phil. Yeah. To be fair, George, it doesn't, using this new system is mandatory, right? It doesn't give us any extra protection. It doesn't mean that when someone opens a case and they dispute the condition, that we're not getting any more protections. If you read the new rules with this, it doesn't give us anything. Apparently, it's there to make it a little bit clearer for buyers when they are purchasing something. I don't know. eBay, yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's up. I don't know if it's one of them, Steve, but it's just one where we're gonna. It gives us more work to do. We've got no choice as a clothing seller but to go through every listing and make sure it's accurate, because then that will cause us trouble. If you leave everything in your clothing store as eBay's default, which is used good, you're going to open yourself up to a whole heap of shit, because especially if it's used fair and you've described it as used good, you're going to have to check them all. That's the bottom line. There's no way around it. But I did give you that little hack. Bulk edit, have a look at the condition, and hopefully you'll be able to do it a bit quicker that way. Yeah, Dan, 500 feet. I think it's about 500 for me, Dan, as well. With excluding sports jerseys. I'm glad that that's not included right now, because I'd have been well over 700. I'd have been like 750, something like that. I love kerfuffle. Kerfuffle's a great word. It's so descriptive. Feeling a lot better, Thomas. I'm almost back on my bike. I'm going to go back on the old exercise bike tomorrow and see if I can do a 30 minutes. I'm pretty much there, but you know what? It's taken me a month to get over that. It's horrible. I've not been that ill for a long time. Great word for a Monday evening, yeah. Hi, Night's Life. Welcome. Thrift Up's in. Max, hope you're well. Loving this wet and windy weather. It's not too bad up here, to be honest, on the North Wales coast. I think other places have got it worse. More hassle for sellers. Yeah, absolutely. Making the process that bit longer for listing. They're getting a little bit more behind Vinted with the process length. Let's see what else we've got here. Helen, eBay getting ridiculous. Would be better if they sorted all the glitches out before introducing change. I don't think they'll ever sort it out, Helen. It seems to me that their system now is so complex. It's been built year on year on year, like layers upon layers. I don't know how computing and coding works, right? I know no idea. But it feels like they've brought in so many different layers of changes on top of the original platform that it's just filled with holes and glitches. And the only way really to iron it out would be to almost like create the platform again from start. And then I don't see them doing that. It cost them too much money. I just can't see that happening. Belle's fine, Dan. Belle is down in Devon. She is down with work for a couple of days in Devon, doing her yearly catch-up. Cookie's fine. She's asleep down here next to me. Bungee boxing. Jesus, what the heck is that? That sounds very, very tiring. Exactly. Yep. Mancunian. There you go, Rachel. Mancunian it is. You'll remember that forever and a day now. You'll never forget that word. Ellery's in. Thank you, Ellery. I am doing fine, thank you. Linlin's got a scan on Friday, just a precaution. Good luck, Linlin. Hope it all goes well. I think so, George. Yeah, they'd be mad to delete that box where you write in the condition. They'd be crazy to delete that, because that has a lot of really important information. Like, you know, even when we're using used fair, used excellent, used good, I'll still be writing in that box assuming that it's there, because it's important to put that extra bit of detail. So if it's used fair, I'm going to write in it, there's a small hole at the bottom and there's a mark on the left arm. Please see photos, you know, something like that. I don't think they will get rid of that. I hope not, because if they do, it's going to be a nightmare. I'll put Chris in charge. Yeah, eBay, you can come and headhunt me. I will take a job, but you're going to have to pay me more than what I turn over in my business. to even consider it. And you'll have to relocate me if it's a London job, me and Belle. Belle, sorry, we might be moving to London apparently if eBay offer me a job. And pay all expenses, buy us a new house and pay for it. And then I will consider a job. And I think Belle would probably take that as well. Lisa, what happens if the customer does not agree with your condition? Exactly the same, no different than what it is now, Lisa. Is no different. All it is eBay trying to narrow down the condition. It's probably driven, I think, by a lack of people writing in the condition box, like the free text box when you list on a desktop, because there's so many people that use the eBay app, myself included, back, only sort of 6 months ago to a year ago, I used the app solely. And I think it's probably driven by that, the fact that people use the app and it gives an opportunity for a better description on the condition on the app. If you use a desktop, you get that free text box, which is fine, and that gives a very clear condition. But currently on the app, it doesn't give you that. There's another thing I was wondering. When they introduced this item condition change, will they put that free text box on the app? Because I can't understand why, and I've said it for a long time now, I can't understand why the item condition free text box is not on the app flow for listing. Why is it not on there? That does not make any sense, and that would solve a lot of problems. Matt says, issues with Vinted customer service seem to be getting worse. Have been quoted 120 hours before a response. I have purchased transaction with an issue suspended for weeks, but no option to chase. That's mad. Once you've opened a case on Vinted, if you comment in the thread, in the conversation, I think that brings it back to their attention, doesn't it? I don't know. One thing I know for sure is Vinted might be ahead of eBay in some respects, but in the really important respects, the customer service when something goes wrong, those are really important for both buyers and sellers. They are light years behind. They literally have no customer service. It's useless. And when you open a case with Vinted, half the time they do not understand your problem. They get it all wrong. I don't know if it's lost in translation, but the understanding of your issues on Vinted is very poor. Hi, David M. Welcome to you. Nice to see you in the chat. Oh, it happens all the time, Dan. People put very good condition, and it's clearly been worn. Belle's had that recently with some stuff. M's then late. No problem, guys. I have reverted to claiming a chargeback after days of no response. Also used. Matt, be careful with the chargeback. I'm just going to say this to you now. I'm pretty sure in Vinted's terms and conditions and stuff, they strongly suggest that you don't activate chargebacks. Now I know that they can't tell you not to, but they do. I'm pretty sure they've said in correspondence before now or in T's and C's that if you do chargebacks, you risk your account being shut down. I'm not saying that just to frighten you, but I've read that somewhere. Now, obviously, if something's gone wrong, you're not getting a resolution, and it's a lot of money or whatever. I understand resorting to that. You might have to, but I just a little warning that I've seen that written somewhere that chargebacks are really frowned upon by Vinted, probably because they've got no control over it, and yeah. I don't know, but I've definitely read that somewhere. Anyway, you just do what you got to do, Matt, anyway, because I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what the item is. I don't know what the value is. If you feel like you're getting nowhere with Vinted, then, maybe you got no choice. Hampton Wick, welcome. Is it just me, or is listing on eBay on your phone? You can't turn... No, you can turn on GSP. When you're listing on your phone, you can turn on GSP. It's in the postage section. Just go to international shipping and then GSP. You can. You may, though, if you're not seeing that option, the reason could be if like you've turned off GSP in your main settings on the desktop. I don't know, but you can definitely do it on the app flow. Super Noodles. All these large companies love making changes no one wants. They make changes like this. And then there's blatant things that don't get changed. Or they drag their feet with. That's the thing that I can't understand. There are changes that buyers and sellers are crying out for. And then they pick something completely random to change rather than what people actually want. I wouldn't mind, but eBay do a lot of consulting in the community, right? I've been involved in it in the past. I've not been involved for quite a while, but in the past I've been involved in it. And I know it still goes on. I know there's lots of eBay consumer groups for buyers and sellers, for business sellers, private sellers. They consult a lot, but sometimes it seems a bit shallow. They consult, they get ideas and suggestions, which they then never act on. Oh, Dan's going to his first game at the Etihad on Wednesday. Oh, it's a final, isn't it? Cup final, that game. Fingers crossed, eh? It's about time you moved. Yeah, it could be due a move, to be honest. It's been it's coming up to a couple of years here now. DVD Fangirl, welcome. I'm always used to seeing DVD Fangirl on Whatnot, but I've not been on Whatnot for a while, so... welcome to YouTube. They need to lower the amount of time a defect stays on your account. I had an item dropped off the day after sold. The courier were late delivering. I have that defect on my account for a year. It's bad, that, isn't it? It's bad. You could try and get that defect removed. Have you tried to get it removed? Sometimes they'll remove those if they can see that you dropped off in time, unless it's a Royal Mail one. I've had the problems with the Royal Mail thing where you drop it off on time, but it gets delivered late or it gets picked up late. And it's an absolute joke. That system is an absolute joke for Royal Mail. The others seem to be okay, like Every and stuff. Chris, how close are you to Landfair Fecken? I haven't got a clue where that is, to be honest, Chris, so I can't be that close. We're on the North Wales coast, so we're kind of like just outside Rhyl. Night's Life Does All is on... See, everyone's different. Some people do nothing on their phone. Some people do everything. I used to do everything, but now I find the flow easier on the desktop. There you go, DVD Fangirl. If you've got seller protection, you should be able to get it removed. I would have thought so, but I know the Royal Mail ones can be trickier to get removed. Depends who you talk to, but the rest, if it's like Every or something, you should get it removed. Hampton's going to just use the app. People in America were selling mobile phones with TikTok preloaded for wow. TikTok preloaded. That's weird, isn't it? People that desperate to have TikTok? Really? That's pretty sad, that, isn't it? People so desperate to have a social media app on the thing. You get that for all. Is that on the app, Vinyl Nuts? Because on desktop, you get that whenever you click used on desktop, you can fill in, you can free text. That's what I was saying before. You can free text the condition, and that's what I do. But on the app, you don't get the free text unless you get it for vinyl on the app, which I don't know because I don't sell vinyl. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. You get that free text box. Lee, welcome to you. Evening, Chris and chat. Been watching the videos for a while, but new to the chat scene. Just started out with part-time reselling. Oh, lots to learn, but you got to start somewhere, Lee. Yeah, feel free to join us on a Monday night. Bring up all kinds of topics. If you've got a topic yourself that you need help with, bring it along. Or if you need any help on, if you're watching a video and you've got a question, just put it in. I reply to every single comment or question on all my videos. I will try and help people if I can. But yeah, feel free to bring it along to a Monday night chat. And good luck with your reselling. Dan says, do you go through all your stock once a year to check your SKU system? No. I've not checked my stock for forever. I mean, I did, like, when we last moved, I did a partial check because I was redoing my SKU system. So it gave me the opportunity to do probably like a 50% check when we last moved, which was sort of 18 months ago. But prior to that, no. I ain't got time for that shit. I don't seem to get that many problems. I think, right, because I update my listings once a month. Every single listing has an update once a month, even if it's just price. And then every 2 months, every single item gets ended, restarted, price dropped. I think the issues come with missing listings when they stay on for a prolonged period of time. This is just anecdotal, by the way. This is just me making things up. But it always seems to me that when you leave an item on for 6 months, 8 months, and don't touch it, or, just leave it to go stale or whatever, those seem to be the ones that occasionally just drop off and disappear. Either that, or we make mistakes when we end listings, sell similar, whatever. We make mistakes when we relist stuff, and a lot of it can be human error as well. It's not just about eBay losing stuff, but I do believe they've lost some of my bits in the past, but not a lot. Like, I'm talking in the single digit numbers. But I do think that the longer you leave an item on without touching it, the better chance there is of it actually disappearing. But that's just totally me making that up. So it could be absolute bullcrap. Tap Peddler's got a good point about defects. If you sell more than 400 items in a month, defects are based on 3 months. Yeah. I remember that happened to me a while back because I was right on the cusp. I was right on the cusp of that number. So 1 minute it said a different time period, and then because I went over the number, it changed to a different one. But that was ages ago, to be honest. You don't get limited removals, no. But I would try and get it removed. I would at least try. The best place I think for you to try on that is obviously eBay's Facebook page. eBay for Business on Facebook. They tend to give the best answers, the most thorough checks. They probably will ask you if you've tried like an automated removal tool first. Just tell them it's a load of crap, and can you try it, please? Just do that. It's better to speak to them than get an automated tool. I never heard of it, Chris. I don't know. I'd have to have a look on a map to see where it is. North Wales is pretty big because it goes inland as well, and it goes over to the other side of the coast and stuff, and into Anglesey and all that. It goes all the way across there. Chris Tyler, I want a dark mode on laptop. Can only get it with some sort of plugin. I don't like the dark modes, Chris. It kind of messes with my I don't know, like an OCD thing. I'm not really OCD, but I just don't like it when it switches to dark mode. But yeah, if that's something you're looking for, then I don't know if there is one or not. Peter Ray says, I list via desktop. Just look up at prices on the app. Send offers via the app. Cool. Oh, Secret Carper's sold his house again. Oh, fingers crossed for your carpet. I hope it goes through okay this time. There's nothing worse, is there, than having to deal with stress like that. George says, I was blown away by the support of my first Whatnot show. 82 items sold, 3.5 hours. Chuffed, really enjoyed it. Nice. That's good. That's a result, that. Joe Forrest says, I question Vinted on their buyer protection. Yeah, good luck. Means nothing, apparently. Seller claims I broke the item deliberately. Just get an automated response. It's crap. That buyer protection thing is absolute rubbish. It's garbage. Always Outnumbered says, I run my entire business from my phone, even submitting the tax returns. That's brilliant. I love that. I love that you do that. Not had a bad sales week, actually, Dan. It's been a decent week this week. I think before fees come out, I'm over £1,000 this week. So not bad at all. After fees, I don't know, actually. I don't know what I'm on. Can I see on there? Let's see. At the moment, my payout tomorrow morning is £871.81p. So that is after fees is taken. So if you add fees on that and go to your total sales, that'll be well over £1,000. That'll probably be about 1,100 including fees. So that's not too bad. I'm okay with that for this time of year. Lee says, okay, I've got one preliminary question for you in the chat. A preliminary question. Is it fair to say that the more listings you have, the more likely you are to make regular sales, relatively speaking? I would say definitely yes, Lee. Yeah. It's kind of common sense if you think about it. The more things you have listed, the more options there are out there for buyers. There's more things that can potentially sell. So yes to that. There are some people who have a very small number of listings, like 200 listings, but they turn it over really fast. So they're listing things really competitively in price and listing things that have a really high sell-through rate. So have evidence of selling very quickly. And if you can get that kind of model, then amazing. But I think generally speaking, the more you list, the more you sell. Very general. Anyone here after Hitchin? No, I'm not. I'm not going, George. But I don't know about anybody else. Yeah, 3 weeks is the maximum, Dan, I think. More listings, the better. There you go. Johnny says, I list and forget. Never lost a listing. That's good. But like, if you've got thousands of listings, then you're not going to know that you've lost a listing until you go to look for it and it's not there. So I hope you never lose a listing. That's all I'm saying. 22 miles away on the coast. I've never heard of it. It must just, I don't know. Is it more towards Anglesey? I'm guessing it's more that way because I don't remember seeing it sort of Hollywell way and Flint and that. Oh, Lisa's got a question. What's the best week you've ever had on eBay? Bloody hell, Lisa. I actually don't know the answer to that. Just trying to think. I can't give you an accurate answer to that. It's probably somewhere around the £2,000 in a week is probably where it is. Maybe like a week in November or something like that. But I don't remember for sure, so I'm kind of just guessing. Always Outnumbered's got a 2.3k payout tomorrow. Nice. That's good. Yeah, the more stuff you have, the more likely you are to get a sale. Tap Peddlers at Hitchin. Do you need to have an invite? I don't know. I don't know what the script is with the Hitchin meetup. Hitchin's my hometown, but I'm in Scotland. Oh, that's a bit far, isn't it? Welcome, though. Not seen the name before. Welcome. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. Towards Anglesey. Yeah, thought so. Always Outnumbered goes for quality over quantity. Always a good way if you can do it, definitely. Always a good way. If you've got the access to the kind of stock that sells super fast, then that's great. Love that. Have you ever done 1,000? Didn't you just ask that other question, Lisa? I'm over 1,000 this week, but really, like there's plenty of people doing more than 1,000 in a week. But I think, yeah, it's probably an average week for me. Everyone's different, obviously. Everyone's different needs. Everyone lists different amounts and has different requirements. Some are full time, some are part time, and whatnot. But probably a £1,000 week. I'll take it in January. I'll take it in January. No invite, just turn up. There you go. George is looking forward to meeting Derek. Lee said I sold a couple of sealed PS2 games the last week. Only have a handful of items listed, but I have a few pairs of Nikes and some jackets ready to list. That's it. Just tick away, Lee. Just tick away. Get some stuff on. Try and put a couple of bits on each day if you can. DVD Fangirl is going to Departmental tomorrow. Have they got a sale on at the minute, DVD? I tend not to go until they've got like a 50% off sale. High-end electronics, yeah. That's a good niche to be in. You got to be able to have good access to the stock, haven't you? Otherwise, like someone like me who doesn't have the access and relying on boot sales and charity shops and Facebook Marketplace, I won't be able to maintain 100 listings. You've got to have the contacts for that, haven't you? I know somebody who could maintain it, and that is Derek, who's got like about 100 CRT TVs in his barn, not listed. Yeah, the payout is after fees. The payout is net after fees, not gross. eBay take all the fees off you before they pay you out. So yeah, that's after all your fees have gone. I've had 1,000 weeks, but never 2,000. But then doesn't mean too much if I paid up for items. Tend to look at profit per week. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, definitely. Bear Eats World. Nice name. I like that. I just started reselling 1 week into it. Wow, you are new. You are a newbie. Thanks for your vlogs. Very useful. City man as well. City person. City girl. Yeah, welcome. I really appreciate you watching the channel. I hope you get something from it. And if you need any help, just like I offered out to Lee, just drop a question in. If you need any help, drop us a question in here. If I can't answer it, somebody will. We're a good community. Oh, there you go. Tap Peddler says all CRTs are listed. Whew. Wait for that money to roll in, Derek. You'll be rolling in it. Except if they all get smashed. No, I'm not going to wish that upon you. But I have seen your previous messages about smashed TVs. Thanks, Lee. Thanks for popping in. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Dan's got a question for the newcomers. When was eBay at its peak for sales? What can you narrow that down a bit, Dan, so that we can, because it's quite a vague question. Can you give us a bit more specific on that? Thoughts on the buyer protection fee for private accounts, Chris? Well, I think, if I'm honest about it, I think eBay have overcomplicated the whole thing. I think they could have just done something across the board to suit to be equal for everybody. I don't think they really needed to do this whole split. I think the split makes it very complicated. I understand completely why they've done it. They want people, they want to give more benefits to the business sellers. We're the ones who are going to be paying a lot of fees to them. So they want people to have a reason to move over from private to business. I get that. But I think, and I said this to eBay because I had a conversation with eBay just before they released that information about the 4th of Feb. I said, I'll take it as a business seller because it gives us some benefits. But if I'm honest, I think it complicates the whole fee structure thing. It didn't need to be that complicated. I think I said a couple of weeks ago that, they could have just done a flat rate for everybody, just lowered the rate for business sellers a little bit, upped it for private sellers, just like 5-6% for everyone. And that would have made life a lot easier and just a bit fairer across the board. I don't know. What do you guys think about this whole change? I mean, we kind of have had this conversation before, but I just think it's complicated. And I don't think it needed to be. I have a feeling we've not seen the end of it either. I mean, eBay intimated to me in the Zoom chat that I did with them that this is not the end of the changes either. There's more changes coming in the year. And they sort of said to me there's more changes that will benefit business sellers as well. So I think there's more good stuff coming for us as business sellers. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't even speculate. They don't give anything away, eBay, when you have these chats. They make you sign NDAs and all sorts. They don't want to give anything away. But they did say there's more changes in the pipeline. So we'll have to see what that is. Night's Life first lockdown eBay sales were amazing. Oh yeah, that first lockdown went crazy. Although I have eclipsed that now, actually. But if you think about it, that was like 3-4 years ago now. 3-4 years ago, Christ. I've eclipsed that with sales. As the business has grown for me, I've kind of eclipsed that anyway. But at the time, these were record sales for most of us. For most of us, we were getting silly sales. Everybody was buying everything online. I always say it, but the price of Wii's. Everybody wanted to play Wii at home during lockdown. It was like a fun thing to do with the family again. All these active games keeps you active when you can't do much active. People went crazy for Wii's. They were going for silly money. That's always the thing that I always think of, the Wii's. But yeah, it was a busy time. Will Bell be no. She doesn't really source if I'm not around. She doesn't. She won't really go sourcing or anything. She might have a wander around charity shops or around town and stuff, but she won't really pick up stuff. She might, if she saw something amazing, she might ring me and FaceTime me and say, "What do you think of this? Do you want it? Do you want it to resell?" But no, she won't go sourcing. That's what I was saying. Outnumbered. I think they could have made everything really easy. They could have upped the fee back up on private, lowered it down on business, made it nice and even across the board, simple. When they do the PR, everything's simple, isn't it? It's 5%. Hey guys, come and sell on eBay. It's 5% for everybody. Business sellers, you get these extra benefits. You can do sales, you can do coupons, you can do newsletters, you can have a shop. That's the benefit for business sellers. And you can do promoteds. It will cost you more, but you're a business seller, so you get these promotional tools. Private sellers, you just sell for 5%. That would have been easy. Why didn't they do that? Instead, they've made this convoluted mental structure that somebody new to eBay is like, oh my God, what is this? If you sell clothes, it's 11%. If you sell toys, it's 11.5%. If you sell cars, it's fucking 2%. I don't know. I haven't even got a clue. I've been selling on eBay for Christ knows how long. I don't even know what the bloody fees are anymore for different categories. It's so complicated. Simplify it. Like Outnumbered said, and like I said a couple of weeks ago, 5% across the board. That'd have made it easy. You know? And then give business sellers the promotional tools to run a shop. That's it. That's all they needed to do. And to be honest with you, yes, they're competing with Vinted, but in part of my mind says they're not competing with Vinted as much as what you might think, because Vinted's customer service is so bad and they've made such a balls up about Vinted Pro. Actually, people are walking away from Vinted and coming back to eBay. You know, you think that people have quit eBay to go to Vinted, and there's a lot of people gone the other way as well. You know, the minute somebody loses money on Vinted or loses their item and Vinted doesn't back them up, they leave the platform. You should see some of the comments, some of the discussions in the Vinted groups. People are peeved off with Vinted right now. So if you think people are just dumping eBay to go to Vinted, I'm not sure about that. Peak sales first COVID lockdown. Oh, lockdown prices went through the roof, yeah. 2021. There you go. First lockdown was busy one. Or was it 2020? Because I don't know. Was it 2020 or 2021 lockdown? Might have been 2020. I don't know. Simon says, in general, what is the ceiling as a one person on their own? How big can someone grow an eBay business? I don't think there is a ceiling, Simon, in my opinion. There is no ceiling. That's the great thing about being an eBay or an online reseller, is you're not limited. And also, it depends what you sell. Like Phil in the chat, Phil Higginson sells coins. Now, coins don't take up a lot of room. You can have it all sorted and stacked away in drawers and stuff. And you could have thousands upon thousands of listings as a one-man band in your house, no need for extra storage. And you could literally turn over whatever you want. You know, how much you're willing to list, you could turn over. I think if you're doing toys, you're doing clothing even, you're limited to space, aren't you? So how much space do you have? That's where your limit lies. Once you hit your limit of space, you've got to decide if you want to grow bigger or if you want to stay the same. So I don't think there is really a limit as a one-man band. How hard are you willing to work? Where are you willing to put your stock? They're your limits. We're limited by ourselves, aren't we? They've not done enough. They've not done enough yet. They've done a little bit, Lisa. They've tried to rebalance it a little bit, but in doing so, they've complicated it. No idea, Thomas. I ain't got a clue how that's going to work. I really haven't. I think it's going to be one big shit show for a couple of weeks while they sort it out. Yeah, exactly, Rachel. Yeah. Any consoles, any computer games were going like hotcakes. There you go. Wii's were going for 170 in April 2020. Absolutely mental. I remember I sold a couple of bundles. I can't remember what they went for, but they were way over. 5 years ago. I know exactly, Lana. 5 years ago now. We were all locked up in our homes, standing outside. And this is embarrassing, isn't it? I'm sorry, but standing outside our doors, banging pots for the NHS. I mean, I support the NHS 100%, but Was it necessary to stand on the front door banging our pans? Seems a bit stupid now, doesn't it? Vinted gives eBay competition. True enough. Yeah, absolutely. They've forced eBay into some changes, haven't they? So they're definitely competition. eBay will never make anything simple. Yeah. I've been selling on eBay myself, vinyl nuts, since the year 2000. That's when my private account dates back to. I ain't got a freaking clue what I'm being charged as a standard final value fee on some stuff. Why is it? What is the purpose of having clothing at 11.5, toys at 12, give me another category, vinyl at 10? I'm making these numbers up, but eBay might as well make these numbers up because it's stupid. Give me some reason behind it. It's stupid. eBay shares up 56%. It was 2020, wasn't it? I was thinking 2021. I don't know why I thought that. Again, it's my mind. I'm losing it. Limelight Vinty, could you give a shout to Market Man Mike and Lucy's Car Boots, both close to 1,000? I know Lucy. I'm not sure about Market Man Mike. I've not heard of Market Man Mike. I might have to look that up. Is that a YouTube channel? Oh, obviously, it is 1,000 subs. There you go. Shout out. If everyone wants to go and search for Market Man Mike, I know Lucy's Car Boot. If you want to get them closer to 1,000, that'd be great. I will, when we've finished, go and look for Market Man Mike because I'm not aware of that YouTuber. So that'd be good. eBay should enforce private accounts that are clearly businesses. Seen one the other day with 2,000 listings, 10,000 sold. It's crazy. How is that account not been flagged up? There you go. Phil's got an exact point of what I was saying. Phil has 8,000 items listed under his table. And that's what I was saying, Simon, about we have limits, but as an individual, I don't think we have our main limit as an individual reseller is how much do you want to work? How hard do you want to work? For how long? How many hours do you want to put in? I think that's the main limit. Everything else is flexible. Everything else you can alter, you can add to, but you can't give yourself more time. There you go. Dan says exactly the same thing. eBay still the market leader. Chris, pull Trustpilot up and have a look what people are saying. eBay 1.2%, Vinted 3. What percentages are those, Chris? What's that referring to? Very deep that we are limited by ourselves. Yeah. Here's something else philosophical, and I think about this a lot. And stuff like this drives me to just be content with what I have and not lose too much of my time on business stuff and work. Right. And I apologize in advance if anybody here is triggered by something like this, because I know a lot of people in the community have lost somebody recently or in this last year, or, gone through illnesses, lost someone close to them. I apologize. This is not meant to trigger anybody. But put it this way. How can I put it? When you come to the end of your life, when you could even be on your deathbed, I'll put it as blunt as that. When you're getting to the end of your life, in however many years it is, I don't think there's many people in that period would look back on their life and say, I wish I would have worked harder. Or I wish I would have put in more hours. I think most people would look back and say, I wish I'd have spent more time with my loved ones, my families, my friends. I wish I'd have done more experiences. I wish I'd have gone on more holidays if I can afford it. I wish I'd have, experienced more things in life. I don't think many people on their deathbed would say to themselves or their other half, "You know what? I wish I'd have just worked more." I don't think anyone's saying that. So that's kind of I think about that kind of thing a lot because, like, I'm in my mid to late 40s, and I think you think about your mortality a lot more when you sort of get into your 40s than you do prior to that. And you start thinking, what do I actually want out of life? Do I wanna be, like, driving myself constantly, working all the hours that God sends? Um, or do I wanna I'm not saying not work, we all have to work and pay our bills to live and have a nice life. But or do I want to find a perfect or as good as you can work-life balance? And that's what I'm always striving to do. I mean, I never really have a day off. But over the weekends and the evenings during the week, I try to limit my business time. That's the time for me and Belle and Cookie and going out, visiting places, holidays, chilling out, just putting your feet up, watching something on telly. And that's the time I try and yes, I'm on my phone. I'm dealing with offers, I'm dealing with customer service. Um, I'll be doing something on eBay. I might be outsourcing, I might be at boot sales, I might be at charity shops. I might be doing something. But the bulk of my work is Monday to Friday daytime. And I'll go back to what I said earlier. When you're on your deathbed, are you gonna look back on life and say to yourself, "I wish I'd have worked more hours"? And I think you know the answer to that. Some people are very driven by work and earning the money, and I've got nothing against that because that's also a good thing to do if that's what you want, if that's what you're driven by. For me personally, I'm no longer driven by that. In my 20s, when you don't really think about being older, dying, and your end of days, you don't think about it. But I think when you get a bit older, you do start thinking about that, and you start to prioritize what you want in life. And sorry, it went a bit deep, but I just think about that. That's what I think about. People's oh yeah, either clapping or banging the when we were down in Devon, we were in Devon when lockdown came. People are either banging pans or clapping. It just seems a bit weird now, doesn't it? Oh, Rachel was a supermarket worker at the time, so I never had to queue up outside to do my food shop. Oh, what's this Ready Steady Retro? I've not seen this. What is this? Can we have some more information on this one, please? I always like to hear stuff hot off the press. Market Man Mike is based in Manchester. Think he's a red. Oh dear, oh dear. I'll let him off. I don't hold that against people. Gentle marketeer is happy to put all the hours in to get the maximum return. Listen, I hold my hat off to you. I just try and strive for a little bit more like work-life balance. Like I was saying before, I don't know if you made that comment before my little philosophical rant or it was after. The percentage was review ratings. Okay. Good insight. Maybe. Maybe, or is it just a load of bollocks? I don't know. Best vintage packaging ever. Pair of trainers wrapped in 2 nappies. You know what? That is typical Vinted. You've got to have a good work-life balance. Yeah, totally. Simon said, I do this to provide a better life for me and my family. I want to make sure when I'm gone, everyone I love is taken care of. That's all very honourable. I'm not dissing this, Simon. But what about now? What about while you're alive? I totally understand where you're coming from. But would your loved ones prefer to have this better life with you rather than without you? And I know that kind of like by working hard, you're giving it to them later, but you see what I mean? Either way, that's a personal choice. And I know loads of people who work their asses off, especially in reselling. Some people work so hard, but I just don't want to. I just want to do as much as I can, but without going OTT to the point where I don't enjoy my actual life by doing it. You wait till you're 69. No. One thing I've learned last sort of 10 years, life's way too short. You just don't know. You just don't know when your time is up. Pitco says, since I moved to a unit, I work 7:30 a.m. to 5 weekdays and weekend off. And so far that's great, Pitco. I love that. I love that you've made that move and it's freed up your time. Time is worth everything. Time means everything. It's worth more than anything you can sell. Time. There's another one for you. Time is worth more than anything you can sell on eBay. It's so hard to get the balance. I still don't know if I have it or not, but it feels okay. Can't take it with you. Exactly. I understand the whole ethos of leaving it behind for people, for your loved ones. I understand that. Stu says, true story this. Oh, makes a change, Stu. This makes a change. You're normally taking the mick. Back end of 2024, when I was waiting for my condition to be properly identified, I had to be tested for heart failure. Okay. I feel sorry now that I made that joke. The one thought I had was, I wish I'd spent more time with my family. There you go. That's it. When you're on your deathbed, when you have something serious go on, there's no way you're ever going to look back and say, I wish I'd have worked more hours. I wish I'd have worked more. What you might say is, I wish I had more time. And thankfully, he's got a healthy heart. There you go. It all ended well. Oh, there you go. Simon says, I'm boring. No one wants to spend time with me. Well, that makes sense then. But I'm absolutely positive that is not true. Ready, steady, retro. Okay, this is what Germany are doing, right? So basically, if I clicked on a Funko of yours via promoted listings but didn't buy, then a week later, Deborah Sardine purchased it originally. eBay still charge you because I clicked via promoted listings. So if a different person then goes and buys it, you still end up getting charged because it received a click at some point in its time. That's pretty bad if it is. That's almost pay per click, isn't it? You're basically paying per click, but only if it sells. So they've upped the ante if that's the case. That's a bit naughty, isn't it? That's just one step away from paying for every single click. The more you have, the more you spend on crap. That's also true. Yeah, stuff we don't need. We don't need a lot. I was watching this has anyone seen that program on Netflix about what is it like? Buy It Now or something it's called. It's a documentary about all the stuff that companies produce that we're overproducing. We've been overproducing for years in the world, and how we're just going to end up like in a future of mountains of rubbish in the world. And they were saying, I think the ending, I mean, it doesn't really ruin it if you want to go watch it. It's a really interesting sort of documentary. But the ending sort of line is something along the lines of this, Chris. It's like you're not going to be when you die, you're not going to be remembered, or you're not going to win a prize for owning the most stuff. Nobody cares, you know. That is true, Jeff. Totally true. I'm with you on that one. Time over money. And when I say that, I'm not flippant in saying it. I'm saying it in like a grounded reality way. I'm saying yes, time over money, but I'm also saying there's also a place for the money, because without earning the money, we don't have the things that we need to live and enjoy the time that we have. So that's where it's such a fine line to tread. And I don't know if any of us actually truly get that line correct, but I guess you just got to try. Brian, welcome, Brian. New name. I worked with Dave ABL. Oh, right. Okay. For over a decade, and watched him transition into a full-time reseller and set himself free. I'm increasing my side hustle, and I'm viewing it now as a future pension topper. That's a great idea, Brian. Love that idea. Absolutely love it. Something to top up your pension. Amazing. Yeah. So good. It's such a great side hustle, this, especially like pension and part-time work and stuff. Okay, interesting. I hope that doesn't come here, because that will just kill the promoted listings. Yeah, I've not heard that one, Derek. I've not heard that at all. Could be true. Be interesting to try and corroborate that one. I think we need Bell back. Vinyl Nut says, I'm 70. I have times when I had so much money from working hard. It did not make any difference to life. It just made it harder and having more things to worry about. Yeah, fair comment. I would like, don't get me wrong, I would like more money, but I don't want to give up more time for it. Does that make me lazy? Maybe that's the fine line. Maybe there's a fine line to being lazy. I don't know. Tap Peddler says, more time is one reason I went full time and gave up my old job. Yeah, fair enough. Sales of the Expecteds in. Rewatching tomorrow, no worries. You've not missed much. It's been very philosophical tonight. Chris says, I decided not to buy anything new and just list all the thousands of items I already have. I've got savings for the first time in years. Absolutely. I do cheat now and again. Good idea, Chris. Over this winter, I have literally shared this in our Discord. I've literally cleared my death pile. I have been buying along the way, I've been topping it up. I've been buying wholesale stuff. You've seen the videos. I've been buying stuff at charity shops, and I'm buying a lot of stuff online. But in between all that, I've been clearing the huge death pile that I had. When we moved here 18 months ago, our garage was full of death pile stock. It was all nicely, neatly boxed up because we'd moved house. In fact, some of that stock had moved house 3 times and never been listed. So when we moved here, I reckon I had about 30 boxes, 30 of those large FedEx boxes, all stacked full of death pile stuff. Thousands and thousands of pounds worth of stuff. And over the last couple of months, before Christmas I started this, maybe October, once the boot sales closed, I decided I was going to clear that backlog. And I've been working on it like a couple of boxes a week, slowly emptying it out, selling it in different ways, selling it online, selling it privately, clearing through it, donating some stuff. And now I have nothing left in the garage. I have 2 boxes that I'm currently working on, like in between other stuff, in the loft room upstairs. And I go and grab a few things each day and work on it. But now I can almost say I have 0 death pile. So as I get new stock in now, I want to work on it immediately. So I went to a boot sale this weekend, just gone, video coming up at the weekend. So yeah, another boot sale video out. Went to boot sale this weekend. That stock, if my plan goes correctly, will be listed by the end of this week. I've got quite a bit to work on with other stock in, but I want to be listing things as they come in immediately and getting them gone and into the stock room as soon as possible. I don't want to be creating death piles anymore. Not more than 1 or 2 boxes maximum to be working on at any one time. Because the thing is, people say, well, what happens if you run out of stock? I will never run out of stock. I'm confident of it. I buy online. I can buy from Vinted. I can buy from eBay. I can buy from wholesalers. I'm pretty sure I'll never run out of stock. If I need clothing stock, you can get clothing like that. If you're a clothing seller, you can get clothing like that. You don't need to worry about stock. You can get it. You can go online. You can find a good clothing wholesaler if there is any, but there are some, and there are some that will give you videos of stock so that you know what you're getting, and you can get clothing within a couple of days. You can get a massive box. You can get 45 kilos of clothing within a couple of days. You should never run out of clothing. Is there a way to pause a listing on eBay but without deleting it? I have a pre-booked 5-day holiday and won't be able to send parcels. Just put yourself on holiday mode, Bear. You can use holiday mode. You can either decide to allow sales, but what will happen is your dispatch times will go up based on the dates that you put in for holiday. Or you can decide to disallow sales. So you don't want any sales, that's fine. But yeah, just go into holiday mode. Dead easy. And it does work pretty well. I reckon eBay might up the promoted listings minimum. You could be right. Yeah, I could see that one coming. Hi, El Reventa, welcome. Rachel says, I'm living my best one-income household life. As long as the rent and bills are paid and kids are fed, then life is wonderful. That's all you need, isn't it? That is all you need. And that's great. And, you've got your own business. You can grow it to what you want it to be. If you want to stay as it is, you can do that. And that is totally up to you. You can go as big as you want. Yeah, I went to Runcorn this weekend, just gone. Yeah, I was there. I was filming. So you'll see a video. If you see me there next time, I'll probably be going there until weather gets better and the proper car boots open. So yeah, if you see me there next time, give me a shout. I stopped. I'm actually I'm in the process of changing my promoted listings from 10.1 to 5.1%. I've just made a conscious decision now that I'm going to reduce that, but I'm going to do it over what will probably be a 2-month period. So now, over a 2-month period, all my listings get renewed. So as I renew them, and anything new going on will all get put on at 5.1. And after 2 months, in 2 months' time, so by the time March comes, it'll probably be middle of March, all my items should be on 5.1, not 10.1%. Christmas? Did someone say Christmas? Hi, Paul. Welcome. Scouse Dan, welcome. I wonder if everyone on eBay agreed not to use promotion. How would eBay algorithm handle it? Do you think they'll just push what is the cheapest? I think it would be based on price and it'd be based on keywords. So, the most relevant keywords probably. And then it might be based on your seller performance as well, like how they rate you as a seller, that kind of thing. Obviously, that kind of mass strike could never happen. You know, you'd never get everyone to turn it off. There's always loads of clothing out there. Hard part is getting items that are great, easy to get rubbish. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Elon has all the money in the world and no friends. I'll be going next time. Be careful about filming there on the Facebook group. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Outnumbered. I have expressed permission from the guys running it. I've spoken to them in the past, and they've already said that basically that post went out because of some idiot who was doing some like auditing video and confronted their security guards and made a big thing out of it on TikTok or something. So yeah, I've got permission from them. So if anyone says anything, I can just say, "Oh, I've got permission from the owners." So that's good. It's good to have that support because it's a mutually beneficial thing, you know. It is nice to confidently go around the boot sale with your camera on, knowing that you have the support of the people running it. Thrift Up says, I barely do promotions. If I do these days, I'm no higher than 2.9%. Why do you go 2.9%? Why not 3%? Does it feel better to you that it's 2.9 and not 3? You think, Max, it's only like paying for advertising though, isn't it? It's no different. If you had a high street shop, you know, and you had to pay for Facebook ads and you had to pay for newspaper. Well, people probably don't pay for newspaper ads, but back in the day, we used to have to pay to have an advert in the newspaper. I did when I had a shop. I had adverts on the back page, like where the sports were. I had adverts in the corners. I even had adverts on the front page at one point, like in the bottom corner or something. I had to pay for that. I had to pay for leaflets. Got my mum and dad walking around town in Stockport with bloody leaflets, handing them out to people. You know, "Oh, come and see our shop over the way. You know, 10% off there, a coupon that you can cut off." I had to pay for those. So it's no different than that, really, is it? That's the way you got to think about it. That makes sense. Read the filming. Then, as I said last week, auditors are terrible. Yeah, yeah. They had one of these confrontations. I don't know much about it, but they weren't happy about it, so they kind of put this message out on Facebook saying that no more filming at the boot sale. But I messaged them, and they already watched my content, which I'm not surprised about because all the boot sale people watch our content. They do. People bring it to their attention because obviously they want to make sure it's not you know, it's not bringing their boot sale into disrepute and you're putting out stuff that people are not going to like. So yeah, I messaged them after I saw that message, and they said, "Oh no, don't worry, Chris. You've got express permission to carry on as long as you are always respectful of people. Then carry on," which I always am. It's pretty much free. Well, it is, but there's a 0.1 there off. If you go on holiday mode, is your address still on your listing? And does it state you're on holiday these days? As some years ago, I did it and someone said, "Oh, bloody hell." Could you link the two though, Vinyl? I bet you can't link the two. Who knows? It could be linked, it could not be. But your address will always, as a business seller, your address is always on your listings. When you click on that about section, your address is there. Unfortunately, it's part of being a business seller on eBay. So yes, your address will be visible. Just because you're in holiday mode, though, it doesn't mean that you're actually on holiday. Lots of people go on holiday mode just to have a break. You know, if they're doing something like moving house or they've got a big event coming up in the family, you go on holiday mode. It's not actually called holiday mode, Vinyl, anyway, is it? It's called time away. So it's kind of like time away mode. So I think that might be why they changed it, because it used to be like vacation mode. I think it's time away now. So they kind of changed the name of it. Not that means anything, but you're still open to it, aren't you? There you go. All costs you money. All costs you money, Max. It's exactly the same thing. ABL Reselling, Dougie on the boot, and Fly Coast Flips have all filmed there and enjoyed their videos. All respectful, nice guys. I think if anybody, I have warned Dave about it. I said, I think if anybody wants to film now at Runcorn, you have to have express permission from the owners. So anybody else is liable to get told to stop filming. That's what they told me. What I do is I message them. Like I messaged them on Sunday morning. I said, I'm coming to the boot this morning. I'll be filming, and just let me know if you've got any problems. You know where to find me. You can ring me on WhatsApp and let me know. And that's how we operate. But yeah, I think if anybody else if anyone else gets caught filming there and they haven't got permission, they will highly likely be confronted by security. They might not be told to stop, but they might be asked, what they're doing, who are you, and all that business. It's a shame, really. People spoil it for us all. These auditors are such idiots. They shouldn't be allowed. I always think that they shouldn't be allowed to do these antagonistic videos, especially with cops. I don't think it's fair at all. Obviously, having been a cop for 13 years myself, thankfully I wasn't in the age of. I left just before the age of all these auditors came in. I think there should be something brought out to protect police officers a little bit from these auditors. They're trying to do their job, and it's not right. I know this. It's another one with fine line between human rights, protecting your rights, protecting yourself when you're being approached by cops and stuff. I get that, but I think there should be some rules around it, what you can and can't do. I don't know how you would organize those rules, but I do think it's not right in a lot of respects. Like, I've not seen one on YouTube or TikTok where I thought to myself, you know what? It's a good job they were filming that. I've not seen one. They're all antagonistic, all for views, all for clicks, with no real purpose other than to cause trouble. And I think those are the ones that they need to try and stamp out. What time did you get there? Just after 7, I was there. I was a bit late, to be honest. I was aiming to be there at 7. I think I was there like 7:15. Yeah, I'm surprised as well, Chris. I think something will be. I think they'll do something at some point, because I don't think it's right and I don't think it's fair. Really, Vinyl? Wow. The person who tried to break in said his sister-in-law showed him I was on holiday on eBay. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's amazing. That's really worrying, that. That's bad, that. We have cameras here at our house. Whenever we go out, we turn them on and they record any kind of movements in and around the house. Obviously, someone wants to break in and steal from us. It doesn't necessarily stop that, other than the normal protections we have in the house. But it will record what happens. But that's bad. That's really bad. I think eBay should. I mean, that based on that, maybe eBay should do something about that. Like, if you're on holiday mode, perhaps your about page should be hidden during holiday mode. That would be a nice thing to do. That'd be a sensible thing to do, wouldn't it? Yeah, please do. Please do. It'd be nice to put a face to the name. Oh, Laventa, you're absolutely right about not running out of stock. Sometimes I used to struggle, but source from so many different places now, particularly online, Vinted. Just need to find a few more safe searches. There's so many places you can buy your stock from now. You really shouldn't run out. I understand if you niche down into certain categories, that can be more difficult, but I think as an everything seller and definitely as a clothing seller, clothing is in abundance. Yes, you might end up getting a box of stock blind that will have some crap in it, but more often than not, you will get more decent stuff than crap stuff. Although you wouldn't believe that from some of the videos I put out, but I do buy a lot more than what I actually film. But yeah, and buy from companies that will send you a video. If you're worried about the level of stock, like the quality, um, buy from companies that will send you a video of what you are actually getting, and that will help reduce the chances of getting crap. Yeah, they should. They definitely should hide your address, shouldn't they? Based on that, yeah, that is worrying though, isn't it? Yeah, it does. Yep, we have stupid UK laws. I agree with that, though. I don't think that we should have our address on there. Anyway, where are we up to? Let's do some thank yous. Thank you to all our channel members. I'm going to flick them up on the bottom of the screen. Appreciate all of you, all our VIP members. Money Mental's new this week. We've got Claire Kent, who was a couple of weeks ago. Ellery was there a couple of weeks ago. And then everybody else has been with us for a little while. I appreciate each and every one of you. We have about 50 members in our VIP section. So thank you all so much. The main thing about the VIP is that you get access to our exclusive Discord. It's private and only members can come in. And all these peeps are in the group, all good people, all nice people. They will help anybody, including myself. And if you need anything, you can always get help from us in the Discord. You can share your finds, your flips, your good things, your bad things, your eBay bashing, whatever you want to say, you can say it in there. And it's all private. It's not like you're in a Facebook group and you're going to get hate for asking a very simple question. You never get that, because I tell you what, if anyone gives any hate in our Discord, it'll be bye-bye. See you later. There's no trolling. There's no hate. There's no talking down to people. So don't worry about that. It's $2.99 a month. It's next to nothing. I only get £2 of that, by the way. Google keep £1 of it. So I only get £2 a month, and that's just for me to basically admin the group, to work with the group, and to help keep this show going, to help the duck race, to post things out, all that stuff. It's not going to make me a YouTube millionaire, but it just keeps everyone focused on being in the group, because you want to be in the group, and not being in the group just because it's free and you're going to come along and sit there and just sort of not be a part of the group. So yeah, if you want to join it, please do. The link's in the description below. It says join on it. You can click that. You can join. You can join us for just 1 month. See if it's any good for you. If it's no good, you can leave at the end of the month. It's absolutely fine. But I appreciate everybody who joined us. Very good of you. And I hope it's all good for you. Let's have a look where we're up to. Wolfman Goodies, welcome. Oh, Vinyl Nuts was lucky. His brother was staying looking after the dog. Babs is in. Only been here 10 minutes. We'll watch back. No problem, Babs. It's been a strange old evening. We've been very philosophical tonight about work and life and time. Yeah. It's the 149th duck race coming up. We'll be doing that in a few minutes. Thomas says, I saw Rachel Fantastic had to pay £30 to take her van to the car boot. That is a lot, isn't it? That is a lot for it. But it's a van, isn't it? It's like traders get charged that. If you're a car, I guess it's probably like 15 quid or 10 quid for a car. It's a lot though, isn't it, to make up initially? Chris, nearly up to 50. I know we're 100 off 15,000 subs. It has been a long slog getting to 15,000 subs, but I appreciate absolutely everybody who supported this channel. We've gone through various guises. We've changed things along the way, but I tell you what, I've never stopped putting out videos. I've never quit and come back. I've never done all this stuff. I just keep going. And I hope you've enjoyed the videos. 15,000 subs is not to be sniffed at. I appreciate it. Thank you all so much. And yeah, thanks for raising that, Chris. I think we're about 100 off at the minute, which would be a really nice milestone. That really nice. We've been on this YouTube channel since 2015 with reselling stuff. I did have a few videos before that from other stuff, and now and again I do put non-reselling stuff up, but I'm trying my best to keep it focused on reselling at the moment rather than non-reselling. Yeah, so it's taken quite a while to get to that, and it's been a hard old slog, but you just stay consistent and get there eventually. No lies, most places are 12 to 20, but that one is expensive. Was it worth it though, Rachel? I don't recall which video that is. Is it worth 30 quid? How much will you make there? Oh, Reventer, a friend has an item, £450 on eBay. Buyer offered 150 of my friend said no. The buyer shared my friend's eBay account name and messages on Reddit complaining about them because they wouldn't put 150. Oh, they offered £150 off. So they offered 300. They put their name and messages on Reddit complaining about them. The buyer told me, my friend in eBay messages, they were complaining about them on Reddit. I read the Reddit. It wasn't very nice. And they shared my friend's account and all the messages. Nice. To be fair, though, I see that a lot. Like, especially on the Vinted groups. On the Vinted groups, people share whole conversations with people. People share purchases, sales, and yeah, especially if they've had a bad experience, they really do share a lot of stuff. Like, they very often they don't like redact any of the identities either. So yeah, I see it a lot. Don't mean it's right. Rachel says my best one there has been 320, my worst 80. Well, 320 is nice, though, isn't it? At the boot, as a seller at the boot, that's good. Rachel made 130, I think, so it was worth it, but still, yeah, £30 on 130 is a bit of a killer, isn't it? Cost of selling, though, isn't it? If you'd have sold £130 worth of stuff on eBay, you might have been close to paying £30 in fees, I suppose. Project Games is 4 subs away from 400. Well done, Project Games. Nice. Went to let the cat in, and it was a baby crying on the... Oh, bloody hell. Takes an hour to get there, and it's 30 quid. Ooh. So you got your petrol on that as well, haven't you? Your fuel costs. Yeah, you put it through the business, I suppose, but it still ends up coming out of your pocket, doesn't it? Right, where are we up to? We've said thank you to our members. We've got the duck race coming up. Coming up on the channel this week, Wednesday probably, by the time I've edited it, there'll be a video out. It features me and Belle, and it features me and Belle opening something that is pretty nasty. That's all I'll say. Look out for that one. And there'll be the first boot sale of 2025 video out on Saturday morning. No, Saturday lunchtime. I think I can do it, don't I? 1 o'clock, is it? Saturday on 1, normally at 1. Boot sale video, Runcorn car boot, weekend just gone. Picked up some bits and bobs. That'll be out on Saturday. So we're almost done. We've just got the duck race to come. So to round up the chat on eBay, well, when is February the 4th, by the way? What date is it? What date is it now? 27th. When is the big day? I'm just looking. February the 4th is a week tomorrow. So it's Tuesday the 4th of Feb. That is when all hell is going to break loose on eBay. We're not going to know what the F is going on. All our stuff is going to end up getting hidden. No one's going to buy anything. It's all going to go tits up. Let's face it. Next Tuesday, just go out for the day. Just go out for a meal. Go for some shopping. Do a bit of sourcing. Do that. Just don't go anywhere near eBay because I reckon it's going to be one big shit show. Anyway, that's it. Tuesday next week. Thank you, Rachel. Yes. Thrift Up's 25 away from my first 100 subs. That's good. That's good. I've been watching some of your videos lately, Max. I do watch, by the way. I watch everyone's videos in the chat. I watch everyone's videos. Vinyl Nuts, have been watching some of yours recently, your videos. Rachel's, Tap Peddler Derek's, Peter Ray. Who else have we got? I've watched loads of video. I watch loads, right? But because, right, just here is my TV. It also doubles as a second screen for the computer. So all your comments are up here and down here. So when I'm watching YouTube while I'm working on my laptop, which is here, and I've got YouTube on the telly here. So there's a lot of occasions when I watch videos and I don't comment. And that's mainly because I'm not watching them on my phone and I've not got the comments like right there. So I apologize if I don't like make a comment or make my presence known most of the time. If there's something worth commenting, then I'll get my phone out and I'll comment on it. Like Mancunian. I thought I need to tell her it's Mancunian. So I commented on that one. But I do watch everyone's videos in the chat. But I don't always comment. So I'm sorry about that. It's just how I work during the day. I literally have videos rolling on my big screen while I'm working. And often they roll into the next one and then it goes without a comment. So I'm sorry about that. I've watched some of your videos. Don't put yourself down. Don't put yourself down at all. 500 away from 4,000, says Simon. You're doing well there. Rachel's nearly at 2K. Nice one. Well done. Oh, my voice is nearly gone. I'm getting tired. Cookie probably needs a wee. So we're going to do the duck race, I think. I've covered everything I wanted to talk about. It was a pretty easy chat tonight. It always is anyway. You've normally got something to talk about, haven't you? Anyone got any burning questions before we move on to the duck race? Any burning comments, burning questions before we finish up for tonight? By the way, tonight's duck race prize are these two ducks. We've got what is that? A historic Scotland. Oh, here you go. One for the Scots out there. A historic Scotland duck. Look at that. Who's from Scotland? Derek, Tam and Bell. Once loved, although he's probably still on his cruise. Who else is from Scotland? If you want a Scottish duck, you might win that tonight in the duck race. Plus this one, which is a deluxe duck, and it's a nurse. Who fancies a bit of a nursey duck? Those two ducks are up for tonight. Unfortunately, right, I dug these out of the prize box, and I've not written down who they came from. Oh, El Reventa's Scottish as well, of course. So I'm not sure who sent me these. If you're in the chat and you sent me these, please shout up right now before we go on to the duck race, because I would like to thank you. I'm sure I thanked you when they arrived, but now they've been in my box for a while I've been doing other prizes. I don't know who they actually came from now. So who knows? I want a duck to put in my pond, says Chris. Tonks, not seen them in... Oh, Tonks is Scotland. Yeah. Not seen them in the chats for a while. Yeah, so these are the duck races prize for this week, for tonight. We'll go out in the post to the winner. Right, I'm going to get this duck race prize. Let me just make sure I've got everybody. Just give me 2 ticks. Right, here we go. Let me just sort this out. I'm on my own, so I've got 60 ducks in the race tonight. Don't forget, if you're watching and you're thinking, how do I enter the duck race? This is how you do it. Dead easy. If you want to enter next week's duck race, when this show is finished tonight, like about 1 or 2 minutes after it's finished, just come back to the channel, come back to the stream, and you'll be able to watch the replay. Now, you don't have to watch the replay. Just make a comment at that point. Not now while we're live. When the show is finished, come back, make a comment, and I will pick up your comment, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. You can make any comment. And that will gain you entry into next week's duck race, and then so forth and so forth. It rolls over each time. So each week you've got to make a comment after the show ends. That gets you entry into the following week's duck race. And tonight we've got 60 people who commented on last week's show who are now in tonight's duck race. And that is how it goes. Queenie's been out subbing everybody. Thank you, Queenie, for supporting all these people. Helen says, I'd love to win the nurse. My granddaughter has just gone on her first placement as a student nurse. Well, good luck, Helen. Good luck. Right. Let's share the screen. Oh, hang on a minute. Got to get the DuckTales going, haven't we? Here we go. Nice. Oh, makes it worse. Cold tea. Right, share the screen. Here we go. Mumbling on now. Duck race. There we go. Good luck to everyone, says Deborah Sardine and M's Den. I'm going to shuffle these ducks. Let me just make sure we're streaming, because once, do you remember, for all those newbies here, once I did the whole duck race and I forgot to share the screen. Disaster. Absolute disaster. Here we go. The ducks are off again for duck race number 159, I think it was. And we've got 60 ducks competing in the race tonight. Relax to Calm is out there with an early lead with the naked duck. Helen's in second place with just a beak ahead at the moment. Very close. Lynn Benneter is there with a chef duck. AMPR and Titch are close at the top there. AJ is in the Viking duck. Retro Boot Disc as the strawberry. And Helen's still stuck there. She might end up with the nurse if she can win this race. Dizzy J is there. 365 workout plan. Cavalis is as Trump. Everybody wants to be the Trump duck. Flipper Lee's at the back coming forward. Nespresso I can also see moving forward through the pack. Dizzy J's lost. Dizzy J is out of this race. He's gone. He's disappeared. Chris Greaves is there, just mumbling along. Mumbling along? Is that even a thing? Relax to Calm's gone to the back and now coming back to the front. Who have we got at the front? Mr. AJ leading at the moment just by a tiny, tiny feather. Pitco's come forward now. It's all very, very close. Relax to Calm leading with the naked duck again. Didn't they start the race at the front? Brett at the top. 49 Tobby. AMPR. Kez TV. Resell Anything in the middle of the pack there coming forward. Steady Cam Man. Jamie D. All at the front of the pack. Jones there as well. Kez TV is flying to the front in Superman Duck. It's all very, very close. Resell Anything's in the purple duck. Ian G at the bottom as Dracula. 49 Toddy. Tap Peddler is there. The Tap Peddler could win this one. And it's split. The pack is split. Resell Anything has lost it. Absolutely flew out the back there. M's Den UK is in a naked duck. M's Den UK is going to win this with Ian G in second. Kez TV third. Nope. It's all changing. Dan's come forward through the middle of the pack with Rudolph, the red-nosed duck. Dan wins the race. I thought M's Den had it and Dan won it right at the end. It was so close. And well done to Dan. You are the winner. Well done, Dan. Dan has won. Dan, what you need to do, I think Dan's in the chat, I'm sure he is. What you need to do is send me a message on Instagram or Facebook and send me your address and I will send you those ducks in the post. So well done. If you want to be a part of the duck race next week, please make a comment once this show is finished and I will get you in the race for next week. Is Dan around? Is he still here? Calling Dan. Earth to Dan. Wakey, wakey. Dan, you're a winner. Come on. Comment. Let us know you're still here. Let's turn off this music because it's doing my nut in now. Where are we? Go away. Shut up. I never want to hear that tune ever again, by the way. Never. That was exciting. It was. If you want to be in it next week, Rachel, then you need to comment once this show's finished. Emsden nearly had it, but they just died at the last second. Thank you, Kez. Appreciate that. Dan. Dan is not here. Dan's done one. Dan has disappeared at the most crucial point of the show when he's won the duck race. Ian G nearly, yeah, it was so close. I thought it was either Ian, Emsden, and then Dan just came out of nowhere. It always happens. Someone comes out of nowhere with 5 seconds to go. Pitco, can no one comment on the live? So I'm the only duck in the race next week. And it's Dan's first win of the duck race. Nice one. It's always good to have first winners. And don't forget as well, everybody who wins a duck race will get entered into the duck race Champion of Champions race, which happens at the nearest show to Christmas. Happened just before Christmas, just gone. We send out a huge hamper full of all kinds of stuff that we've pulled together. Sweets, chocolate, duck stuff, all kinds of stuff, donations and all sorts. So if you do win a race throughout the year, you'll get entered into the Champion of Champions duck race. And that's worth it in itself. So thank you, everybody. Well done, Dan. That was desperate. That's good, Ian. Well done. Yeah, I like that. Thank you, Fluffy the Muffin. Appreciate it. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thanks for all the chat. It's been fun. It's been interesting. And most of all, I want it to be a bit smoother than that. I'm never smooth enough at the end. So it's been fun. It's been interesting. But most of all, it's been emotional.